Dante Greco.
Dante is a really smart guy.
Ladies love Dante. He's not got his hair. Look at that face. What's your name, Casey?
Dante Greco.
Dante was me, yours truly.
I'm gonna come.
Welcome to the Dante Greco Show. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, as LeBron James would say.
Of the NBA.
How is everyone? You know, one time when I was at TMZ, I caught the ex-president of Mexico, Vicente Fox, at Avra in Beverly Hills, where coincidentally we got one of our dogs. And I asked him about LeBron going like, hey, it's Taco Tuesday. You know, like, is that offensive? Did you like it? Because LeBron's putting on a little bit of an accent.
How did he feel about it?
He liked it. I played him a little clip of LeBron. Because LeBron really, in case you haven't heard of LeBron James, NBA player on the Lakers. Okay. And he does this thing where every Tuesday he like films his family as they eat tacos. And he yells out, it's Taco Tuesday, with this exaggerated accent that would get any white person canceled immediately.
Did you say that he thought that was offensive, like the intonation of the voice?
I mean, like, I didn't make it.
Do they have Taco Tuesday in Mexico?
I don't know if that's an American thing or what. I mean, LeBron,
maybe it's an American thing.
He's hooked up now with Taco Bell
to
do like a whole ad campaign about it.
Maybe that's what he won all along.
Well, no. He tried to trademark the phrase Taco Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
Of course, I think he was not able to because everyone said, hey, it's like just like a thing that we do. It's not, you didn't make up Taco Tuesday. But the president of Mexico, Vicente Fox, he seemed to like it.
I didn't even know the president of Mexico. Thank you for informing me and teaching us about that.
Ex-president.
Okay. Moving forward, what's up?
Just let's make sure before we get too far in, you don't have to be that close.
I think I'm turning it off the mic.
No, you're fine. It's still talking. It's still good. Okay.
Make sure I'm talking.
Anyways, big show today. We got a lot going on. Families of 9/11 golfers are coming together because they're upset that the PGA Tour merged with the Saudi-backed LIV Golf after they said they weren't going to do it. Also, Elliot Page, formerly Ellen Page from Juno, is got a memoir out, and he's talking all about his co-stars that he hooked up with. And I'm sitting here wondering, did he ask any of them beforehand? We'll get into that.
That's unfair. I mean, I would hate if people that you have relations with like talk stuff about you behind your back.
If you Taco Tuesday about it.
No, I think that's it couldn't be like defamation or some lawsuit or something.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about all of it. And then Tucker Carlson had his first show on Twitter, and Pete Davidson left a nasty voicemail for PETA. All that and more on today's Dante Greco Show. Thank you for joining us. We're having a good time already. Okay, so let's get right into the Saudi-backed LIV Golf thing. Now,
okay. The golfing, about the golf prizes, it's kind of insane the amount of money that's in golf. You feel like those people are very entitled.
Yeah, already it was insane how much money is in golf before the Saudis got involved.
Even more.
So they started a rival tour called the LIV Golf Tour. I don't know what LIV stands for. I've been trying to figure it out, but they just started throwing hundreds of millions of dollars at golfers to try to poach them from the PGA, which is the big one here in America. PGA said, no, we don't want to do it. A lot of the golfers said, no, we don't want to do it for moral reasons. And some, though, defected to LIV, and they got a lot of money for it.
Wow.
Now, today, in a big surprise, the PGA Tour has decided to merge with LIV Golf. And everyone's sitting there from the 9/11 families because the Saudis had some very interesting connections to the September 11th hijacking attacks on the World Trade Center. Very interesting. And the golfers who didn't join the LIV tournament are sitting there going, what the hell? We turned down a bunch of money and you went and did it anyway?
Yeah.
Like they offered Tiger Woods reportedly $700 to $800 million
for the Dubai to play
to join, so the Saudi to join the LIV golf tournament. He turned them down.
Why?
I don't know.
Maybe he's too like connected with the PGA. I heard it's a very tight community, and it's very how you say, the community is very, it's almost like a cult like. I watched a little bit the golf show, because I was working at Genesis a while ago.
Oh yeah, the Netflix show.
Yeah, the reason that we went to see the golf is because I used to work at Genesis, and they are the sponsors of the Genesis Invitational, the biggest golf event in LA. And interesting enough, I started looking at those documentaries, and they look like they always so worry about what the organization is going to think about them, how they wear their sunglasses, how they have to have like certain personalities. It almost feels like the Backstreet Boys, but for golf. Like they have the shy one, they have the funny one, they have the eccentric dress one. So it's a little weird to me. I would imagine they try hard to keep those the people in line. So if you go against them, maybe you can never participate. Who knows?
Oh, sure. And I'm sure they probably made some generous offer to Tiger Woods to keep him there. But like, this is just a thing. The Saudis are throwing around so much money all over the world too. Even in some of the European soccer leagues, there's a guy who just signed it. Well, first of all, Messi, I believe, is getting $400 million a year. There's another guy, Benzema, who just signed a deal, 3 years, over $600 million. Like, these are insane numbers. When you compare them to what American athletes are earning, this is nuts.
That's a lot of
LeBron
money.
makes like $50 million a year.
Honestly, like the golf money, I will be honest with you. I don't want to sound ignorant or anything, but it's such a lame sport, to be honest with you. You see those pudgy guys like doing it. It's not that exciting to watch. Yeah, it's fun to sit up in a VIP and have some champagne and just see people try to hit the ball to get in the hole. But like, is it worth more than basketball and soccer or whatever? I don't think so.
Well,
I think like the amount, for example, even like Tom Brady gives his all, like, or a LeBron. They go, or UFC fighters, you know, they go. I'm hold
let's move this out of the middle of your way so the mic can be right in front of you.
Okay, hold on, guys. I gotta go to some.
But but
let me just finish my thought process. Like, I think that other sports are not. I'm saying that. I think it's a little bit, I mean, I don't want to sound ignorant or anything, but it's a little bit more valuable. NBA players, football or soccer, like they give so much contact and pushing and getting your body exhausted. I know golf can be hard because it's the whole body swing or whatever, but it's like, I don't think it's as worthy as the other sports. Like, tell me if I'm wrong.
Well, listen, first of all, it's about what they're able to make off of it and what people are, you know, the audiences people are willing to watch golf in whatever numbers, and how much money can advertisers and sponsors put into it. So that's always going to be number one. I agree with you from an entertainment standpoint. I find other sports much more entertaining with golf. I never was a golf fan, although when we went to the Genesis Invitational earlier this year, we saw Tiger Woods up close. We saw the other golfers. We got into the vibe of going to a tournament. I understood it. I got it. I felt like I was in an episode of Succession. I thought like I was sitting there going,
the reason. Let me just say, the reason that you felt that way is because I had the VIP executive pass because of my employer. So like the whole like driving to like the luxury hotel in Santa Monica, you take a luxury van to the event, you drop it off on the front of the entrance of the event for the VIP, by the way. I don't even know where the other people enter. You enter there, you're already on the top. You're near the area that they have the bar.
I know, babe.
Listen, the VIP area.
I get that.
It's different than if you go down there with the people. I hated being around people.
But no.
Went down the hill and being around the little beer areas where the people were. It was horrible. I want to be in the VIP.
I don't want to sound sexist, but apparently, like, most women aren't into golf. They just not. I know there's an LPGA and there are women golfers, and I encourage all that. You know, that's great. I'm just saying, usually it's like the guys thing. Guys get together and go play golf and they watch golf and all kinds of stuff. I'm saying, yeah, it was definitely an added bonus. All the VIP stuff we got to experience when we went to the Genesis Invitational, and you definitely sit there and you understand why the rich are the way they are, because the enjoyments the benefits of it, the press a button and they bring you whatever you want, and you're sitting up there like you're in the Coliseum watching
if you had
these
the
animals
VIP. By the way,
fight.
the tickets that I provided to Dante to come in as my guest was like worth like thousands of dollars. It's $3,000, $5,000 for that invitation.
Okay, but let me
that area that you were, it was only by invitation. So it's where CEOs and executives are sitting.
But that's the thing. Like, that's what golf is, a sport of and for the wealthy.
Yeah, that's why.
That's my next point, is that's why they're putting so much money into it, because it's basketball, football, soccer. You really got to be younger and you got to be athletic to play. And I'm not saying golfers aren't athletes, but it's a different level of athleticism.
Yeah.
Executives, politicians, just the elite go play golf together, and they can play up into their 80s, really, if you're taking care of yourself. So, and same with tennis. These are the sports of the wealthy, and that's why there's so much money in them. And yeah, when we were there, it definitely helped to have the VIP treatment, to feel like, okay, I could understand,
I think if you're
destabilizing a country so that I can continue making money from my company, whatever I got to do. But also when we were down there watching it on the green, and Tiger Woods is right
come back to the VIP was great.
No, it was cool, but
and because we had the wristbands that were specific for VIP, we were treated a little bit different by the staff. They looked at the band. They looked at the band.
We don't need to brag about that. No one really cares about our VIP experience. We're talking about the golf. It was entertaining. It was more entertaining. I left with a new appreciation of golf. I'm still not a huge fan, but I left with a new appreciation. Now let's get into why everyone's upset.
Woo!
Okay. So we have a prominent 9/11 memorial organization teeing off on the PGA's decision to join forces with the Saudi-backed LIV Golf Tour. They're shocked and they're deeply offended. They say PGA Commissioner Jay Monahan co-opted the 9/11 community last year in the PGA's unequivocal agreement that the Saudi LIV project was nothing more than sports washing of Saudi Arabia's reputation. So first of all, I'm already with them, because they're saying, hey, you used us to make an argument why you didn't want to merge and why you didn't want people to play with LIV, because of the Saudis and their involvement in 9/11. It killed 3,000 people, innocent New Yorkers. Don't tell me they weren't involved. And now it turns out you were really just using us cynically to get a bigger price, I'm assuming, for the merger, to get more favorable terms. They should be disgusted. Let's go on. Let's continue reading it. But now the PGA and Monahan appear to have become just more paid Saudi shills, taking billions of dollars to cleanse the Saudi reputation so that Americans and the world will forget how the kingdom spent their billions of dollars before 9/11 to fund terrorism, spread their vitriolic hate of Americans, and finance Al-Qaeda and the murder of our loved ones. Again, I'm not against the Saudi people. With me, it's always the governments of these countries that I find problematic. Okay, the average person on the street, I'm sure, is very nice, but there's no, you can't pretend that they don't have a very poor human rights record. And I know we're Americans. America does a lot of bad stuff too. We killed who knows how many civilians over in the Middle East fighting wars, and as I said, we destabilize countries. And we do all kind of horrible stuff, and people don't have very good workers' rights in these countries. But if you ever go to a golf tournament and you sit in the VIP, you'll understand why. You'll understand why these powerful people.
The good thing about your VIP experience is that everything that we ordered was covered. You didn't have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing. But usually people have to pay a very large bill in the end after those experiences.
This guy Monahan sounds like a real piece of work. This 9/11 organization says that Mr. Monahan talked last summer about knowing people who lost loved ones on 9/11, then wondered aloud on national television whether LIV golfers ever had to apologize for being a member of the PGA Tour. They do now, as does he. PGA Tour leaders should be ashamed of their hypocrisy and greed. That's right. This guy, everybody has a number, I guess. And if I'm being fully honest, yeah, if they somehow came and found this podcast and said, we want to pay you $75 million to do this show, I would probably start being like, you know what? Jamal Khashoggi had it coming. They didn't even kill him. He was killed. He went into the Turkish embassy. He disappeared. We don't know. He could still be in there for all we know. Okay.
So
I would do an hook, line, and sinker.
Buys your political views, like a huge amount of money.
It's hard. It's hard to say no, but you know what? That's our government. Our entire government is compromised in that way too. So I don't know what to do, but at the same time, it is disgusting because they tried to do the whole, oh, well, we think this is deplorable. We're not going to do it. You know, we know people that died on 9/11. How could we? How could we? How much? How much? Okay.
Okay, I was
fuck 9/11. Yeah. What's the number? Okay. Sure. I'll kill her. All right. PGA Tour golfers call for Chief Jay Monahan to step down in contentious players meeting after he kept McIlroy, Woods, and co. in the dark for 7 weeks over shock LIV merger. That's right. He didn't even tell them. It just kind of got announced in an email today.
Isn't it like how all the companies are doing these days? All companies are announcing things, letting people go. It's all via email. It's all like, oh, I'm sorry, you're no longer available. Please send your equipment immediately.
He probably negotiated a very nice golden parachute from the Saudis because there's no way he did this in the middle of the night, basically. And there's no way he didn't think that people were going to be pissed. So I bet he has some nice big payoff coming if he has to resign, you know. But that's just my supposition.
It's a golf conspiracy theory.
There's so much money in golf. I wasted my time. I should have been a golfer. I would fit right in. Look at me. I look like I could be a golfer. It's too late now, but it's the sport of the wealthy. That's where they get together. They make their deals. You're playing with presidents. You're playing with Mocha Quiet. Executives, Michael Jordan. You're playing with Michael Jordan all the time and gambling. It's great. It's a great thing. Okay, so he revealed in a press conference that the merger had been in the works for 7 weeks, but the stars of the PGA Tour were left in the dark, forced to find out on social media.
Ooh.
Tiger Woods got to be pissed because he's sitting there like, I could have had $700 million. It's not like I care. I like to party.
Yeah. Is it true like his ex-girlfriend is suing him?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, he convinced her to go on a vacation and then he changed the locks on the house. So
he did that?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's funny. So speaking following this meeting, Monahan told reporters he understood that his actions would be seen as hypocritical to some. I recognized everything I've said in the past, in my past action. Anytime I said anything, I said it with the information I had in the moment. Wow. This guy's a real Tom Wamsgans. He'll just say anything and do anything. That was his name, right? Succession? Tom?
Yeah, Tom.
Tom Wamsgans.
I don't know his last name. I just know him by Tom.
Jay Wamsgans of the PGA Tour. He's getting blasted everywhere. Dave Portnoy, the owner of Barstool Sports, called him a piece of shit.
Woo! POS.
Where is it? He was unhappy about the 9/11 stuff. Right. Rightly so. Dave Portnoy, Barstool is from Boston. So, you know, they're close enough to New York that they're in that whole tri-state area. I think that's the tri-state. You know, 9/11, as big as it is on the West Coast, it was way bigger on the East Coast because you actually knew people that died there. Yeah. Yeah. So again, 15 of the 19 hijackers were from Saudi Arabia. Coincidence?
It's not a coincidence. We all know that there was a huge religious war during the late 90s and the early 2000s. We know about the Arabic Revolution. Jihad was coming. So, yeah, it's well known. Yeah,
I'm with Portnoy here. The commissioner of the PGA comes out looking like the biggest scumbag of all, ranting and raving about 9/11, only to merge with LIV an hour later. What a piece of shit.
But aren't other companies in America merging with Arabic companies, like just solely discriminating companies based on religion is anti-capitalism?
Well, no. It's not even about Arabic or any other Middle Eastern company. It's not about the religion. It's just the Saudis in particular, because of 9/11, because of Khashoggi, because of human rights abuse. I'm pretty sure if you are gay over there, you get thrown off a roof.
They kill you, yeah.
Happy Pride Month.
No, but like I wonder, like, is it anti-capitalism to really reject business based in religion? Because like they're not doing a deal with the country of Emirates; they're doing with a company that does golf events, right? So your private sector company is negotiating with their private sector company. It's not necessarily a government or a kind of an organization like a terrorism organization thing. It's the private sector dealing with private sector, which is part of business.
But it's more people are concerned about this creep of countries like Saudi Arabia or China owning so much. Us, we owe so much debt to China. Saudi Arabia, now they're buying our golf. They tried to take Charles Barkley away from inside the NBA on TNT. I believe the UAE bought all of the parking garages in Chicago. So they're raking in $7 billion off of Chicago parking garages. It's just like everywhere we look, bits and pieces of the United States are being sold and being bought by people who may or may not have sent 15 hijackers into our Twin Towers. It's an outrage. Portnoy goes on, I'm so sick of this PGA commissioner. Buddy, it's about the money. It's only about the money. It's about the money. He went on to say that he would consider moving Barstool's headquarters to Saudi Arabia. He says, if Saudi Arabia is like, Dave, I'm going to give you $1 billion to move Barstool's headquarters and you only have to be here one day a year, I will do that so fast it'll make your fucking head spin. Yeah, I mean, look, he's being honest. If they actually come to you with that kind of offer, it's hard to turn it down. But still, I don't know. Someone has to stand up. You know who predicted this?
Trump?
Donald Trump.
Are you serious?
A year ago,
Trump loves golf. Like I remember when I was going to pick up my daughter from Santa Monica and I was about to meet Dante. And I remember Trump was delaying to leave Santa Monica airport here nearby, the daycare. So therefore, people could not go to the daycare to get the kids.
Look at that face. Swing. Floor. Look, I'm not saying this to praise Trump because I'm going to give you the other side of this in a second. But he did say, this is his business acumen shining through. He truthed. He didn't tweet. He sent out a truth. All those golfers who remained loyal to the very disloyal PGA in all its different forms will pay a big price when the inevitable merger with LIV comes, and you get nothing but a big thank you from PGA officials who are making millions of dollars a year. If you don't take the money now, you will get nothing after the merger takes place and only say how smart the original signees were. So he was completely right. PGA screwed over, I'm assuming screwed over. We haven't really heard all the details yet, but screwed over those guys who were loyal to them. The Saudis aren't going to be like, oh, yeah, we'll give you now $100 million to play for us. They're going to be like, you got no choice now. You're in. You're folded in. You came with the PGA. Where are you going to go? So I don't feel bad necessarily because they're all they got plenty of money, but it does sting. I would be pissed. Now, here's the other thing, though. Trump, he made that prediction and people are like, yep, there goes Trump standing up for America. Meanwhile, this entire time, he's been going to the LIV golf tournament. He's been participating. He's talking about how great the Saudi people are. And, I know he's Donald Trump and he's a celebrity and he's a personality and he's rich, but he's also still the president of the United States, a president of the United States. 9/11 was an attack on the United States. He should not have been over there this whole time being like, these are great people. We love playing with the LIV at the golf, at the tournament. We're going to have them at, Trump, Doral, or wherever they're going to have them. So that pisses me off a little bit.
Talking about the politicians, did you receive a text message I sent you about the guy from Dawson's Creek? He talks about how he feels about the Democrats not having a debate for the potential candidates to go, he
wants them to have Robert Kennedy on a debate stage.
They wanted to have like a debate stage for the Democrats to pick up their, so people can decide which one could be a better fit. So he actually sent you a text message about it. I think that was interesting because they're not gonna, for the first time in I don't know how many years, it's not gonna have a Democrat debate.
Well, no, but here's the thing, and here's where he's wrong. They don't have debates when the incumbent is running for re-election. Like Trump didn't have a Republican debate in 2020. They don't normally do it. Now, he's not wrong in that it would be nice for the Democrats to consider, you know what, Joe is old. He's going to be even older. People don't really love Kamala.
Reassurance of the reason that he's saying that is because he thinks he's doing that to cover up and protect Joe Biden. And instead of showing how he is going mentally, how is he, you know?
Yeah, but also like, look, if you're generally, the president says, I'm running for re-election, you don't try to primary him. You don't try to put a new person in
but they're going to, because it's democratic. You have to do it, right? You have to have a debate.
They should. I mean, look, Robert Kennedy announced that he's running. They should have a debate. I think it would be better for the country. I'm just saying, don't expect the Democratic National Committee to go along with that because it's going to damage their winner. It would clearly damage Joey Joe. All right, so that's the LIV golf thing. We eagerly await finding out more about it. But again, I am also I would be pissed. You know, the family should be pissed. And but what are you going to do? I mean, when they're throwing that kind of money around, not many people are going to say no. All right, so speaking of talking, Elliot Page, she was in Juno. And some other stuff. She was in Inception.
Yeah, I love
no, sorry, not
she. She was in Inception.
When she was Ellen Page. Now she's Elliot Page. So Elliot, transgender, and now is putting out a memoir where she's just spilling a lot of tea about the co-stars that she hooked up with. She's naming the co-stars and talking about like their relations together. First of all, she talked about Kate Mara, who is, God, I think she was on, what's the show, the Netflix show with Kevin Spacey where he plays Frank Underwood and some other stuff. Kate Mara.
Oh, yeah. She's the sister of the
Rooney Mara, the girl with the dragon tattoo.
They kind of look like a lot. Yeah. So she was in the House of Cards. House
of Cards, yeah. Family billionaire football team owner. So anyway, Kate Mara was in a movie and with Elliot Page, Ellen Page at the time. And Elliot Page is like, yeah. The first woman that I hooked up with after I came out was Kate Mara. And it was during the time that Kate Mara was with her ex, Max Minghella, who I've never heard of.
She's married to Jamie Bell now, so I don't think she probably wanted people to know this.
But like, Max Minghella is sitting there like, what? You were having sex? My ex-girlfriend, Kate Mara, was hooking up with Ellen Page while we were together? Like, did she clear this with Kate Mara? And now did she clear this with her Juno co-star, Olivia Thirlby? Now, she said that she and Thirlby started sucking face in a hotel room after Thirlby confessed that she was really attracted to Page, and they began having sex all the time. Her hotel room, in our trailers at work, once in a tiny private room in a restaurant. All right. Now, she didn't out Olivia Thirlby. She came out as bisexual. Olivia Thirlby.
Who's that?
That's her co-star in Juno. Thirlby spelled Thirlby. Thirlby came out as bisexual in 2011. So it's not like Ellen Page outed her, which, by the way, did Kate Mara ever come out as bisexual?
No.
Or did she out her? No. Okay. So, like, that's kind of wrong, right?
She never said she was bisexual. She's 36 years old, and she's married to Jack Spinar.
Yeah.
Which is...
God, it is so hot. Can we open the window? Am I crazy? This ring light is like...
I think it's the ring light or maybe your blood pressure.
I'm so worked up about Saudi-backed golf.
Okay, so who else she hooked up
all right,
with?
No. So it's like, these are the two that I've seen so far. And okay, Thirlby wasn't in a relationship at the time, but do you really want someone writing a book about you like 15 years later going, oh, we had sex all the time. We were having it in our trailers at work, in a restaurant. Like, This woman Thurlby is 36 now. She's got a family. Like, that's kind of embarrassing.
Both of them do. They both have kids and married to guys.
I can't believe that these two, Kate Mara and Olivia Thurlby, would sanction these stories being out there. Like, or they wouldn't be like, hey, would you mind just saying like an anonymous co-star or something? Or,
imagine if she comes out saying that she hooked up with DiCaprio. I think she's not going to be happy about that.
She said she used to go on double dates with him. I don't know with who, but yeah, because they made the movie together. He.
But he when he was a she.
Right.
Okay, I think it's a little bit crazy. Maybe the hormones are messing up his head, but you're not supposed to. Have you ever heard kiss, don't tell?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it seems a little rude.
It is very rude. I don't want anyone telling about our relationship.
Yeah, like none of these girls that Elliot hooked up with have come out and been like, yeah, it was wonderful.
No, they were probably embarrassed and marry guys after.
Especially
both of them marry guys, had kids, and never talked about anyone. So maybe that was just like a moment of fun, and they like, okay, this is not what I want.
Especially Kate Mara, because she was with a guy at the time. She cheated on her husband with Elliot Page, and now like he's sitting there and she's gonna be like, God, do I text him? Do I call him to be like, I'm sorry, like I know they're not together anymore, but it's got to at least make her feel a little bit
I have an idea. I think
a little guilty.
I think Elliot Page is not getting hired by Hollywood and not getting enough money from the movie industry. So now Elliot Page is trying to get money through making memoirs. It's kind of the Harry Sparrow model. Harry and Meghan have set up the boundaries of victimhood or talking about people. So once you don't get that movie deal on Netflix, your next step is to write a memoir and burn as much bridges as possible. It's pretty bad because if you really think about it, I don't think if I was a director, I would hire Elliot Page to work in my movie. Because why would I hire someone that will be talking about the crew or making the other actors uncomfortable? I think those things are things that you tell your grandchildren or close friends and just never talk about it, or a post-mortem memoir. But now, like, it's just so impactful for those people's lives. It feels almost like, I don't know, embarrassing, right? It's like when you date an ugly guy and you don't want anyone to know, and you just kind of never introduce to your family, you never introduce to any of your friends. And you're kind of just like, oh, now this asshole is writing a memoir about our relationship that I didn't even make it official. If I made it official and we're posting Instagram together, I actually became your girlfriend, okay. But if you're just like someone I dated and I didn't really became public about it, why would you put it in a memoir? It's so sketchy.
Yeah. I don't know that I would tell my grandchildren about sucking face with Olivia Thurlby in our trailer, but I take your point. So that's it. That's what's going on with Elliot Page. Get the memoir.
Yeah.
Sure, it's interesting. I mean, that's my other point though. As a consumer of media, I like that she's saying this, because most people come out with their memoir and like they have some revelations that no one really cares about. She's putting it all out there. She's giving you names. She's giving you locations. She's giving you descriptions of what happened. So as a consumer, I like it.
Do you need that much money in your life that you're doing that? Or can you just keep it cool? Or did you feel actually hurt because those women chose men over you and then you decide to transition?
No, I don't think it's that. I think
it sounds a little bit petty. It's like, oh, I'm not good enough because I'm not a man to you, but now I'm a man, so fuck you. I'm going to tell I'm going to tell on you. So like, why are you doing this? If this was not a public relationship, people, if you're not public with someone, you don't have the right to advertise out there.
I think it's more that the Saudi publishing company is publishing her book, and they gave her $200 million. No, I just him. God damn it. I like it though. As someone who's just looking for something interesting to hear about and talk about, I like it when people keep it real. As a consumer,
it's interesting to hear because we're an outside world.
Yeah.
But inside Hollywood, I'm pretty sure people are now looking around and be like, oh, damn, who's going to be next doing a book about us? Like, the Taylor Swift route is never the best.
Right. Or is it? I mean, Taylor Swift is the biggest career in music. Okay.
His career, but I don't think people necessarily love to date her and have sad songs written about them.
What the hell happened? Where are we? Okay, there we go. All right, moving on.
Mars.
Someone I don't think Elliot Page dated, or Ellen Page. Pete Davidson. He left a nasty voicemail for PETA, People for the Ethical Dream, to stop
Pete
lagging.
Davidson is always one of the things that he talks about is that how much little stories about him become news of the day, and it's one of the things that he doesn't really know how to deal about being famous.
What's going on with our thing? Sorry, we're having some streaming troubles. The internet is kind of slowed down.
Hello? I think we're connected.
Okay. That's good enough. All right. So anyways, Pete Davidson, he is in a beef with PETA.
Ooh,
All right, let's listen to his voicemail first, and then
react to it.
we'll react to it and tell you the story. If this thing will load. So he was photographed buying a dog, not adopting a dog. PETA's mad because there are so many dogs in shelters, and you know, him buying a dog props up the multi-million-dollar dog breeding industry, and he didn't rescue a puppy that could have been rescued. And I actually agree with all that. I mean, our dogs are rescues, and you really shouldn't buy dogs. People need to stop breeding them. There's too many of them out there. They just wind up being put to death. It's very sad stuff.
And then, by the way, the shelters in Los Angeles are overflooded with puppies of all kinds and sizes. So you see like from Chihuahuas to Pit Bulls to like mixed breed dogs of all kinds. And people are, because the financial system is collapsing now due the tech layoffs and the economy just not moving forward and companies cutting costs, people are kind of abandoning their dogs.
Yeah.
I got 2 rescue dogs. Thankfully, I got from a very good organization. If you guys want to know, you can put the link in the description. It's called Annenberg Pet Space. Annenberg Pet Space, and it's just amazing. You only pay $100, and you can get a dog. And the dog comes neutered or spayed, and spayed. And yeah, so I think it's just a great thing to do, a great act of love.
Yeah, so I agree with them, but PETA their approach is so annoying. They just love to publicly shame people anytime they come out and they're like, "Ugh, Pete Davidson, you're disgusting. You bought a dog instead of adopting," and it rightfully pissed him off. And we'll explain why. But first, let's listen to his colorful voicemail. Okay.
Hi, my name is Pete Davidson. This message is for Daphna. Thank you so much for making comments publicly that I didn't adopt a dog. I just want to let you know I'm severely allergic to dogs, so I have to get a specific breed. I'm only not allergic to Cavapoos and those type of dogs. And my mom's dog, who was 2 years old, died a week prior, and we're all so sad, so I had to get a specific dog. So why don't you do your research before you create news stories for people, because you're a boring, tired. Fuck you and suck my dick. And this message.
Yes, that turned me on, Pete. That is so hot.
Really?
That turned me on. Let me tell you why. Because there's nothing sexy that a man that stands for his own belief. Like if you're a guy or a woman or whatever, and you stand for your own belief and you make a point and you fight for it, and you deliver in a passion, angry way. There's something about it just completely sets me on fire. That was very sexy.
That's why I started this show.
That I see now. Why? Yes.
So I could complain about the LIV golf.
No, you know what, Pete? I'm with you. There's none of their business. You have allergies. You cannot have a dog that's like full of hair. You don't know what mixed breeds. Usually you don't know what kind of hair they have. It might be very bad for your allergy. And yeah, your mom lost a job that's 2 years old. That's
Dog,
very young.
little dog that
Little
was
dog that
yeah.
lost, and it's a hard. You want to make your mom happy, and it's none of their business what you do with your money. Like people are buying tigers. The Saudis are buying tigers and buying our golf. They're buying everyone. They're buying our Instagrammer models. And why can't you just buy a cute little dog? What are you going to do with a dog?
Well, no, I mean, but listen,
what do they want?
Here's their thing. Now, here's what the PETA, their response was: if Pete had done his research, he would know that there's no such thing as a hypoallergenic dog.
Yes, there is such a thing as a hypoallergenic dog. That's a lie. That's a lie.
At least a quarter of dogs in shelters are purebreds, and that Pet Finder has listings for homeless dogs of every breed under the sun, including the one he purchased.
I never seen that kind of dog. That's actually, they call designer dog. The dog that he purchased is a mix of lab and poodle, but a very specific kind of poodle, nothing else, purebred. And they're called designer dog. I have a friend that actually from the Equinox. She recently, like 1 year ago, bought one, and I saw the prices because I was looking to get one before I got my adopted Lulu. And it's like $5,000 or up, or $6,000 for the dog. Super expensive. I said, no, of course not. I don't want to spend that much money on a dog. But like, there is such a thing as hypoallergenic dogs. Like, if the guy has an allergy, they want a specific kind of dog that just died. You're not going to go in a shelter and just be like, okay, this dog is good enough. You want a specific kind of dog. It's his money.
Now,
nobody's giving people problems about driving their Ferraris out there. That's not, electricity.
I know, but it's not. But like, it's not even about that. I'm with PETA on the fact that look, there are plenty of dogs.
I'm with you.
There are plenty of dogs in shelters. They need to be adopted. You shouldn't buy. It's just the way they go about it is so annoying that it gets. When Pete does that, yeah, you're sitting there like, yeah, tell him to fuck off, because it is annoying the way that they just like they have this public shaming thing. That's like their business model, is to publicly shame everybody. Pete responded to PETA's response saying that he was unaware he could adopt a specific hypoallergenic dog, and he was told it wasn't an option, and if it was rare. So he doesn't want to sit there searching for months and months for this specific dog because his mom and sister. He said, I haven't seen them cry like that in over 20 years. Probably talking about 9/11, which, by the way, because his dad died in 9/11, I bet Pete Davidson is none too happy with the PGA today. But that's, we'll figure that out later. But he's saying that
I see my mom cry about a dog and my sister. If I remember when my dog baby died, my Cocker Spaniel that I have for years, it was so painful. Even now, if I think about her too much, I'll start crying. And I think he's a good son, trying to make his family happy. And no, it's no one's business what he does with regarding a dog. What are you supposed to do with a dog now? Put it down and adopt a dog? Like, what are they thinking?
Yeah. So I'm with Pete mostly, but I'm with Pete in this specific situation, but I'm with PETA overall.
Okay. I'm gonna verbalize better. I think like what Dante's trying to say is that he's with Pete because of his sentiment towards his family and getting a new dog. But he understands we understand as a society that what PETA, the message behind it is basically, instead of shopping, try to adopt if you don't have a specific, like a limitation, like, an allergic reaction or having a family that really need a dog as soon as possible instead of, searching for the right dog. So I think that the idea of adopting is a better option for the world, but everybody has their own case. So I think that's what you mean, right? Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure that was put any more succinctly than how I said it, but yes, thank you. That was what I was trying to say.
I understand. I'm a robot.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Finally, Dr. Carlson has returned to his show.
Tucker.
But why? He's on Twitter now, putting out his new show. All right, I'm going to stop trying to talk like Tucker. So
is he a long guy now?
He took his show to Twitter. He's broadcasting from there, and he's going to make money off, I don't know, ads or something. I don't think that Elon, it turns out, is not really paying him. He already has on his first show 19 million views. It came out 3.5 hours ago. It's a 10-minute video. So I guess he's just shortening it up, or I don't know if this is how long he's going to do every show, but it's already got 19 million views. I don't know how much of the video people have watched, but that's pretty good. When he put out his statement announcing that he was going to Twitter, I think he got like something like 80 million views. So it's good news if you're a content creator who is looking for outlets for video, because Tucker, you know, whatever you think about his politics, it's hopefully going to bring more money and more interest to, and I know advertisers are scared off from Twitter, and like they're losing a ton of money on advertising. So everything I'm saying right now could actually be bullshit, but I'm trying to take the optimist's approach of thinking like, all right, well, look, you got a major personality who is now broadcasting exclusively on Twitter, and that will open up more doors for, you know, people like us who are just trying to get the word out about Pete Davidson and his beef with PETA. By the way, just for a rundown of the show, Tucker talked about what happened to the hundreds of billions of dollars we've sent to Ukraine, who organized those BLM riots 3 years ago, what exactly happened on 9/11, how did Jeffrey Epstein make all that money, how did he die, and what really happened to JFK. He packed a lot into this show. It almost sounds like a show that we would do, minus a couple of those topics. But, you know, he's back. Check it out. I'm interested to see if this works, how long he will stay there just doing this on Twitter, if he'll find that he's making enough money, if he'll accept a Saudi offer, or what the future is, if he'll wind up at another network, if he'll say, you know what, I want to put this thing on News Nation and be next to Cuomo and who, by the way, what happened to Don Lemon? Has anyone heard anything about Don Lemon? I think he's in Miami. Just, he's probably saying, you know what, I don't need to work anymore. Screw this. It's not worth it.
I don't even know who that is.
Right. What's Bill talking about? I don't even know what this is.
Cuba. The Cuban people are suffering. I'm blocking Cuba. What about America and blocking Cuba? Because 60 years is a long time for an embargo against Cuba. The Cuban people are suffering badly.
I know. I almost had it lifted.
I know, but not with Joe Biden. You've obviously got connections with Joe Biden.
Yeah, but
he's done nothing. He's done nothing. He's done nothing to reverse. He's done nothing to reverse.
if you put the camera down and want to have an honest conversation about it, you'd be happy.
Oh, there's his guy from the Epstein question. I made a video about this a while ago when someone finally asked him about Epstein Island, and his PR guy, who's standing right there with the beard, was like, oh no, my one job is to stop that question from being asked, and I blew it. So it's good to see that he's still working. I guess Bill didn't fire him over that. If you put the camera down, maybe you get an answer to it. I mean, you know what, though? Clinton is the type of guy who will stop and talk to you. I've seen him once on Melrose Place in West Hollywood. He was walking down. There was a big Clinton Foundation thing happening at one of the restaurants. And I was driving. I didn't want to jump out of my car because I thought that, you know, I would get shot or something. So I just waved to him. And he went, hey, hello. They're talking about it. They should lift the embargo, by the way. I know they opened it up a few years ago, Cuba. A couple of my friends went. I did not. I should have gone. I regret it. And I don't know if you can go anymore. So I would like to see them reopen Cuba. All right. I think we've covered everything that we wanted to cover. Oh, one last.
You see the witches, the people on Fox News, they posted a video. I sent you a text message about it, that they have like people that were witches eating a deer alive.
You know what? It's just weird, people. When you
Why
live.
don't you click on it? Let's read about it. Look at Fox News.
All right. Well, real quick, there's a cocaine bear parody called Crackoon. It's about a raccoon on crack. Okay. Probably just as good as the real movie. Witches. Stunned nurse. I caught witches holding a carcass eating ritual on my security camera. Jesus Christ. She found a dead deer in her garden. Where is this? Canada? Okay. Very weird. Yeah. You know, when you live up in the woods
Medical
and you
ayuda a
live in
cuidar
these
su
places
salud.
where there's just not much
Asegúrese de
going on, people start to believe strange things. They start to think, well, maybe I'm a witch. What if we had a coven? And now also there's a whole belief that like witches are ultra feminist icons, that being a witch represents some kind of powerful, two like topless women but still wearing underwear
Their glasses, and then they're okay. What were they doing?
are feasting on the animal. I mean, you can't eat a raw deer.
I think there's a guy that
He'll
does all the
get
time.
trichinosis.
There's a guy that does all the time. It's called Liver King. Him, his wife, and his 2 sons or whatever. They do it all the time. It's so gross. Like I saw them killing a cow in their pasture. They kill it and they open the animal and start eating the animal like right there while the heart's still beating. It was so weird to me.
So you're saying maybe these are
The
fans
Liver
of
King.
the Liver King.
The Liver King.
They're just
followers.
following the Liver King diet.
Yeah, they're doing their primal whatever. So what do they think those are? They identify those ladies?
All right. So some people think it might be a prank to like because they had a trail cam. If they were really feasting on a dead deer carcass, like they probably don't have long to live. I imagine you catch some kind of horrible parasites.
If the Liver King is still alive, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I don't think this is a prank because I do believe there are weird people out there.
You know, there's actually a documentary that called The People from the Woods, and they talk about people that they don't have houses, they just kind of live on nature, kind of like animals.
Yeah.
And they just kind of there's people, I forgot, like there's a whole documentary about those people that live on the woods. It was kind of weird because I heard of it a while ago while I was living in Seattle. In the 2011 years, I remember I went to a hike in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's a well-known hike, but it was kind of like in the middle of the forest, very embedded into the forest. And I saw like clothes of people and like it looked like an encampment, but it wasn't an encampment, like not an encampment, but it was like someone was there living in the middle of nowhere there, but without anything, like just their clothes, and the clothes were kind of everywhere. And I was asking the people from the hike, and they're like, "Oh, it's just people from the woods." And I was just like, "What do you mean, just people from the woods? Like, what are you talking about? I never heard of that."
Yeah, and this could also be
witches.
Viral.
It could be liberal ladies with purple hair.
No, it could be viral marketing for the Blair Witch Project 2 or 3.
But isn't like caught on camera from someone's house or something?
Yeah, they caught on camera. One of these things raised the hoof to their mouth, and the nurse who took the footage says, I don't know if she was kissing it, smelling it, or eating it.
I didn't know the girl that took the footage is not her, because it kind of looks like her.
No, they put up a trail cam. I mean, I guess it could be. I don't know.
She's like, "Oh, I'm going to submit a video of someone outside my house."
She says, smelling or eating it, but to touch a decaying carcass like that makes me feel sick. The amount of bacteria that must have been on there. Yeah, again.
I mean, she's not completely naked. It looks like her private parts are covered.
Still. I mean, yeah.
So can you show me more about it?
That's it. I mean, that's all we know.
What is the theory of it?
The theory is possibly it's a prank, but also it's just two weird, lonely people who think they're witches, who are read too much internet, or maybe they read novels or something. Or, you know, when you're living in the wood, I'm telling you, people get weird when you live too secluded of an area. You start to hear things, you start to think things. In your mind, you can convince yourself that you cast a spell on something. You know, it's like, trust me, that's really what's going on here, I think. Just people who are too deep into their own isolation, and they want to believe there's something special and that they're witches, and that, you know, they need to find the carcass of a deer, and they're going to take a piece of it home and put it in a, yeah, like all kind of crazy shit going on in the Pacific Northwest or wherever this is.
That's not the Pacific Northwest.
Well, it's Canada. It's close enough. Strange places. Anyways, I think we covered everything. This was a great show. Thank you for joining us. Follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. And like, subscribe if you like this video. Comment. watch it
Yes,
again.
guys, most important, share the video with your friends and family and tell them to subscribe to the channel for newest content. And we're always going to read the more interesting things about the news and give you our thoughts of it. So thank you so much for sticking together and listening to the news and whatever is captivating. Leave a comment. Let us know what you're thinking of the golf tournaments, of the Arabic people taking over the PG.
Well, it's the Saudi government. It's not the
Saudi
Arabic people. We want to be clear one more time. It's not the Arabic people. It's not Islam or anything. It's just there are problems with the Saudi government, and people are upset, especially the 9/11 families, and rightfully so, that the PGA went back on their word and merged with them. So, tell us what you think about that.
Thank you so much, guys.
And as always, we'll leave you with some words from former.
Have a good life. We will see you soon.
Much love.
Thank you.
Love.
All right, Daniel.
So once again, thank you to my brother. Tell him your name again.
Dante Greco.
2 words. Made in America.
Dante, you're doing great.
Listen, I want you to leave my good friend Ringo alone.
Love, pal. Have a good day.